At eRoad, we believe fleet management doesn't have to be problematic. It should be effortless, connected, and future-ready for your heavy-duty operation. With a reliable, accurate technology solution, you can elevate your fleet's performance, improve productivity across your business, monitor events as they happen, and reduce costs and downtime. Get on the road to better fleet management and safer, more productive operations. Go beyond the basics and visit eroad.com today.
Welcome to Loaded and Rolling. I'm your host, Thomas Wasson. We're doing a live show today, and it's also technically trucking's peak season. Those of you listening to us, that's right, I'm dating it. It's the 17th. But if you're looking at this time in supply chain, it's normally one of the busiest ones. And so for fleets on the road, the name of the game is fill up your trucks with as much stuff as possible. Optimization is the key because depending upon how many days you have, you may have fewer days to ship. So you got to get more out of it. And your drivers go home to visit their family. So it's a race against time. Going to be talking today about how fleets manage that. And we're going to be welcoming the folks at ITF Group. Our guest coming up is Sam Burkhan. She's president and CEO of ITF Group. And we're talking a little bit about fleet optimization, operations, and technology, which is a lot of fun stuff, especially during this hectic time of the year as well. So we're going to welcome on Sam. Let's pull on Sam real quick and give him a shout. Sam, good to see you, sir. Pleasure to get to talk to you, and looking forward to seeing what y'all up to. Is it business a booming right now during this peak season?
Yeah, good to be here. I appreciate it, and I agree with you. Right now, the business is booming. Like we can see recently a good change, specifically on this quarter four. Very positive numbers. As you know, since the 2022, everyone experienced some tough times, but right now it seems like the market is improving and very good projections that we see.
And I mean, that's always a fun thing because it's, to me, from my experiences working with markets, they can go really quick. They can flip extremely fast, it feels like sometimes. And talking about ensuring management of your tractors and trailers and the downtime component, tell us a little bit. I mean, how's it been on your side? Was there a point in this time of the year where it kind of felt like things were starting? Or has it been really all of a sudden near our traditional holiday season?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. The last part was cut off, your last sentence. Can you repeat it, please?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Were you getting picking up in more activity? Was it more active over this half part of the year? Was Christmas, Q4, current situation? Was there a specific time of the year where you're thinking, hey, things are slowly getting better? It's getting a little busy.
Definitely. I mean, we can see the transactions the last quarter right now. I mean, as I stated, beginning of the year started a little slow. However, as we see, the changes are on a positive side. We can see the spot market is changing. Along with it, we are in the process of RFP season for the new year, and then some of the RFPs has already been closed, but I think 2025 we will start seeing some good positive numbers there.
And I think the RFP is a great point. I spoke with a carrier that was an automotive carrier. They told me earlier in the year, customers were asking for short RFP cycles. One of them even mentioned like quarterly bids, which blows my mind. I was used to when I started, you get like a year to deal with stuff. Are customers, was there any change in the duration of the bids? Are customers trying to extend it out, or do they want shorter bids? Is there kind of any strategy to this?
Probably it's kind of a little, uncertainty points in some of them, and then in some of the occasions, as we see, the COVID has changed the total behavior of the, majority of the shippers, right? I mean, before we used to have yearly RFPs. Now we can see quarterly RFPs on some of the customer behaviors. Some of them are, semi-annual RFPs. So it depends on, as you stated, also it depends on the industry where they're at. And definitely depending on the market, and then the economy is also plays crucial role here. That's the reason probably the majority of the shippers are looking at the short term versus the long term. But on the major players, we can see still the yearly RFPs are traditional RFPs are being honored, and then they're still utilizing those from our end.
And looking at try to figure out operational cost. RFPs bringing in your top line revenue. Looking at things like fuel and maintenance. One thing I've noticed: fuel prices a lot better than they were this time last year. From a carrier standpoint, what's that feel like? Is that a big deal, or is it you buy your own fuel so you already get a discount? How does that kind of impact it as well, in addition to maintenance?
So this is both of them are the good points. Meaning, like as we buy our own fuel, along with it, we get partnered with the certain providers. That's a good point. But the fuel is a crucial part of our operations, right? I mean, it plays a crucial role. We have to make sure that the I would say, like, the fuel, the insurance, and then the plus the labor, and as you stated, the maintenance costs are the a very crucial parts of our operations.
And I think that kind of ties into the challenges as well. Rising costs, inflation. I've read something that even it was Warner or Schneider. Somebody like tried increasing driver pay and it nearly tanked their bottom line. What's the situation right now? What's kind of your biggest challenge in terms of all of these added costs? Is there something that kind of stands out for folks who may not be as familiar with what's going on asset side? See if we got him in there.
We had, beginning of the year, we had some, getting the, getting the operational costs straight up. You there?
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
You were cutting out on me there. If it happens again, we'll call you. We'll make sure we get someone to call you. We can throw you in on the phone. But let's see if we can pull you back in here. If when we're looking at the cost, is there a stickier cost? Is there something that's easier to control, or is it something like you can't really give drivers a pay cut? So I'm assuming wages is kind of fixed. But what are kind of the lowest hanging fruit in terms of trying to control that costs?
So I mean, the driver costs has the crucial part of the any operations, and then especially the drivers are the a very important part of our operations, and obviously the driver the pay has changed, and when those when the COVID hit, there was a definitely shortage, and then we've been experiencing the shortage on the drivers, right? I mean, that problem has been existed, and then it's still there, and bringing the better talent, bringing the better drivers and the safer drivers is the crucial part. And then as a company, we are investing into the pool of the drivers, where we can make sure that they have a very good I would say, like, a experience. Along with it, they have a stable intention to work, and we don't mind investing extra for it, meaning paying some extra per mile rates. Along with it, as we came out with the different structures, right? We put different KPIs in place, along with the bonus structures that helps our drivers to be motivated to be on the road, and along with it, keep the retention low.
ELDs, there's more predictive analytics. That's stuff that's really cool. I wish I had that when I did trucking, because we just had to wait for someone to complain, and it was very reactive. Is that something helping you all identify better drivers? Is the ELD and the safety technology, or is it still kind of talk us a little bit about that, because I feel like it's easier now to identify better drivers, but at the same time you got to keep them.
Yeah, driver behavior is the key component of the operations, right? I mean, how they behave on the road, on the safety standpoint. ELDs definitely they brought us a very good efficiency in the process. along with it, it eliminated a lot of manual steps that the industry has been experiencing with those paper logs. And also the key features is it become easier for tracking, tracing, and the visibility standpoints become more efficient for the customers. And the system itself is as we are implementing more technology in our fleets, we can evaluate our driver behavior, harsh braking, stick driving, and plus some of those telematics, along with those technologies that we're eliminating, we have AI in place at the moment.
And
That's
looking at
definitely very helpful.
I was curious about the AI because I've spoke with some folks. The cool AI I've heard is the machine learning for maintenance as well. It'll tell you that if this part fails on your truck, then this other stuff may fail. When you're looking at like being a fleet and figuring out where you want to use AI, is there anything that really stands out, or is there anything that everyone's talking about is like, I got to use it for this first, and then eventually I may get to this?
Exactly. The preventive maintenance is that's what we call, right? I mean, we have to make sure before trucks gets break down, we have to make sure that we're changing the oil on time, we're taking the trucks to the PM on time, and making sure that, all the maintenance are, followed based on the processes that we build. And based on that, some of those failures obviously will give us some, will give us some idea of what would be the next. I agree with you. Like the crucial part of the AI is bringing those stuff more into visibility of the technicians. It will deliver that, the data to the decision makers. In our case, the fleet managers are the ones who monitors those stuff on the day-to-day operations, and implementing those AI and then implementing the processes in those into the process will definitely will help to increase the lifespan of the fleet, and then along with it, it will reduce the risk of the breakdowns.
The one I like with that is the PM, the preventative maintenance schedules. And with the AI now, instead of like every 6 months or once a year, it's like you can tailor it to every truck. Is that something that's kind of successful on helping the maintenance cost, as y'all can actually get that tailored ability to find out the use rates of each type of truck within your whole network?
Exactly, and then you will be able to also evaluate whether those trucks are being utilized properly or not. And in addition, some of the units may get overused, or we have to make sure asset utilization is a key factor on here too. So we should not be underutilizing some units versus the overusing another ones. So that gives us the ability to maintain the assets and prevent those breakdowns, utilizing it equally in our fleet network.
And has it kind of improved on the maintenance front when you're looking at breakdowns and stuff? Back when I was dispatching with COVID, it'd be weeks. You'd be sending them to a dealership. There weren't enough technicians on call. There was parts you couldn't get delivered. At least now, when you're identifying these problems, has it improved enough to where you can get these units turned around quickly and back on the road? Or are there still any lingering things that kind of you're stuck waiting on?
Yeah, I mean, definitely there is an improvement on that side. We don't experience that much back orders anymore, and also the situation, we can see a little bit more improvement on the dealer side as well. So we are basically, used the habit of stocking up some of the items that we utilize them on the day-to-day operations. And inventory, we have a separate inventory management process for the extra parts that we keep. And then also we were able to build up a large network of providers where we partner with them in the case of breakdowns, or in the case of preventive maintenance, we usually do that on a scheduled basis, and that helps us definitely to improve the whole operations.
And looking at the actual truckload component as well, I know you all are combined truckload. You have warehousing, you have a 3PL combination. Having that ability, are you seeing it more busy on the truckload side or the warehouse side, or what's kind of the situation? Because I'm hearing a lot about the potential of tariffs. Some shippers may be ordering more. Does it feel like to you that maybe it's pull forward, or is it just holiday as normal that we just hadn't seen in 2 years? What's kind of the vibe?
No, that's a very good question. So, I mean, and then I would like to also add into, in addition, we started, offering the global forwarding business as well. So now we are also handling the ocean and then air freights from US and outside of the US. So basically, we are partnered with a lot of providers outside of the United States, and then we are actively already shipping some ocean and then air freights. So back to that question, basically we are right now on the warehouse side 95% utilized. We have two locations in St. Louis, Missouri, the capacity of 500,000 square feet. I mean, 95% is already occupied. And then we see a strong demand for the 2025. We see like the implementation of those tariffs. Some of we had a conversation with our partners outside of the United States. They are expecting implementation of the tariffs will definitely affect, and there is some already actions has started actually, moving some shipments heavily to the U.S. And in terms of the truck, truck utilization is also the same. Like as we are in peak season right now, very busy, and as you saw, the Cyber Monday all the way until today, we're experiencing a very solid volume of the shipments, and close to the holidays, Christmas probably. We're about a week away right now, and then we should see another jump close to the end of this week and then beginning of the next week.
It's, for you all as well, do you have a lot of drivers over the road, or is it semi-regional? Because I remember when I worked over the road at U.S. Express, it took us a week to just place them on a half of the country and pinball them around because you got to get them home. Is there ever any challenges with finding the right load and then getting everyone home at the same time? Because it was a balancing act.
Yeah, it's a very challenging. Basically, we have a certain. Let me tell you like how our hiring process is going on right now is we're basically focusing and targeting hiring the drivers where we have the solid volume, certain lanes that we've been handling for the past 3-4 years. So those areas are the key places where we sourced our drivers from, and that we basically provide the solutions to our clients, and then also we help the drivers to keep the life work balance, right? To keep the moral up. And for the holidays, we are pre-planning already. It has been for the past couple of days. Our dispatch team and our teammates, they are working on pre-planning the schedules, making sure that the appointments are already scheduled, and then they're making sure that the shipments are ready to go. And also want to make sure that everyone makes the home for the holidays. And that's what we can see from our end.
And looking ahead to growth opportunities, it's one of the big questions I'm trying to find the answer to is with the EPA, the Phase 3 emissions, these newer trucks can be more expensive. For conversations with people, does it seem like a lot of carriers, do you just wait and buy your allotment this year? Do you hang out and see if they change it? Or do you just, every 2 years you upgrade your trucks regardless? Is there any changes in that stuff with the upcoming change in administration and potential shakeup of potential environmental stuff?
So normally, what we do is we change our equipment every 3 years. We want to make sure that we are renewing our equipment's constant basis, providing the drivers with the newer trucks and good technology within the trucks itself. Also we make sure that we prevent the breakdowns. Right. I mean, as the trucks get aged, the maintenance cost goes up. Along with it, it affects their performance as well on the road. So that's the reason, we have multiple vendors, multiple partners that we partnered with specifically to make sure that our trucks are replaced on the regular basis. And I mean, it was challenging for us during the COVID to get the access to the newer equipment. But as you stated, as the regulations are approaching, we are on a I would say on the hold mode on in terms of just implementing the massive change. But as I stated earlier, I mean, as the trucks are aging out and we're approaching to that 3-year term, we will be upgrading our older trucks to the new ones.
And I kind of had a final follow-up question on that as well. One of the things I keep reading in analysis, like a Morgan Stanley, is that interest rates. Drivers and trucking companies are hoping also that an interest rate cut will help. For those who aren't familiar, does it just help you have lower financing, or does an interest rate, is that something better just across the board? How does that help in the trucking world, especially when you have a lot of assets to pay for?
Definitely. So the interest rate is the key component for, I think, for any business, right? I mean, whether it would be manufacturing or trucking business, because the cost of the equipment, the cost of the machinery, ends up on the operational cost. That's mainly the reason. When we analyze the data, we look on how much the interest rate. But the good news is we can see a dramatic change on the prices of new equipment, right? Not on the trucks that much, but I would say compared to COVID, we can see about 20% drop on the pricing on the tractors. But on the trailers, we can see about a change of close to 30 to 40%, better rates. And the used equipment becoming also, back on the normal, and the financing charges are still up. However, as the pricing has dropped compared to the COVID, the trailer and trucks, I think we're at the reasonable standpoint that we can start, acquiring more equipment. And in addition, this year we, added several hundreds of assets into our network.
Oh, that's gonna be exciting stuff. I got to help out back in my other job. We'd grow some assets, and it's hard. It's hard to grow a trucking company organically. That's why so many buy each other out. I got a little under 3 minutes left. Looking into 2025, anything on your list? Are you most excited for anything? What's on your radar? What's kind of top of mind as we're approaching this new year?
So I hope, if in the case the tariffs will be implemented, we should be looking on the alternative options where we can source those freight. Primarily, as global forwarding, we're also trying to find some alternative solutions for our clients on the forwarding side of the business, and finding the optimal ways of cutting their cost on the international, meaning on the ocean and on the air shipments. And I think there is going to be definitely a good change beginning of the second quarter. We already feel like there is a good positive changes as we saw. As you stated, it's too hard to grow a trucking business, and it's too hard right now in this market to get the reliable one. And the goal is to be able to provide the solid, solution and capacity for the clients, and to be able to provide those solutions that will make them more efficient and optimize the our network, along with it, assist the potential clients to minimize their costs associated with it.
Sam, I really appreciate you coming on to
But
the show as
2025
well.
will be a positive.
Yeah, no, all positive.
I'm positive about 2025. Yeah, it will be. Yeah, all positive. All positive. It will be good.
If folks want to get in contact, learn more, learn about ITF Group, what's the best way to find out?
We have our LinkedIn page, the ITF Group. Also, follow us on Instagram and email us info@itfgroup.com.
Thanks so much for coming on the show, Sam. Hopefully, Freight Santa delivers us more freight. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited to catch up with you all again soon as well.
Thank you, Thomas. Appreciate it.
That's going to be a wrap for this show. If you're just joining us live, we'll be on Apple, YouTube, and Spotify. This will be on demand, so you can catch us as well. I have the newsletter. It's called Loaded and Rolling, just like the show. It comes out on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern. You want to check it out? Coming up in January, I also take over Truck Tech, so subscribe to that. They're keeping me busy, just like this market staying busy. But that's it for this week. Thank you so much for joining us, folks. We'll join you again next week. See you soon.